everyone, it's me Olivia and welcome to my Q&A. Before I get on with answering any of these questions, I do want to say that today is May 17th. I am very ahead of schedule on uploading, so I know that this is going up sometime in June. So if anything is confusing about the timing of this video, that is why. Because I'm just way too ahead. But anyways, I'm going to get right on into the questions. About an hour ago, I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram story because I'm bored and I just feel like answering questions. And I got quite a few, and there's one of them that's going to be an interesting story time. So let's get right on into it. So this first question came from a famous YouTuber, and I'm shook because they asked me a question that is like very deep and meaningful, and I'm shook. They're literally famous. And that question is, beans? Anyways, this question's from my friend Jared. He is JWisp on YouTube. He has like 300,000 followers, so check him out. He does gaming videos and he's a homie. How long have you and your boyfriend been together? This is a great question. I talk about my boyfriend all the time, but I've never shown him, so there's not even proof that I actually have one. But if you believe me, we started dating October 22nd of 2018, so it has been over 2.5 years. That is insane. What's the worst injury you've had? Love your vids. Thank you so much. And this is a good one. I have like a few oopsie injuries. I never had any that required like a cast, but I've had some rough injuries. A really rough injury that I had was when I was like 7 years old. I was climbing a pole in my unfinished basement and I fell and I hit my head, and the basement floor was concrete. I somehow did not split my head open, but I created an opening in my skull that made my brain fluid leak, and then there was like this just fluid sac. Oh my god, I'm sorry, that is so disgusting. But that sucked. I had to go to the hospital for that and get like a MRI, I think. Another injury that I had is kind of a funny story. Not really, but I wanted to go to the mall because there was an arcade there and I just wanted to play a bunch of arcade games to win bouncy balls. And on my way into the mall, I slammed my thumb in my car door, but I just wanted to keep going. I was like, no, I'm determined to get all these bouncy balls. So I literally like broke my thumb, but you know, instead of like taking care of it, I just asked one of the food court places if I could have a bag of ice, and I just iced it as I played my games. And then I guess another one is I've just like randomly like sprained my wrist several times because I did gymnastics, and that sucked. And I've sprained my ankle several times also because of gymnastics, and that resulted in me quitting gymnastics because I was just over it. Okay, as I was editing this, I remembered a really good injury story that sucked, and I remembered I actually did go to the doctors for this. So I was at my friend's house, and there was me, one of her friends, and her, and we were all hopping on a trampoline at the same time, trying to see like how high we can bounce by simultaneously bouncing. But one of the times that I came down, I rolled my ankle, but I still wanted to be on the trampoline because, you know, I was having a good time. So with my rolled ankle, I decided to do a one-footed front flip. As I did the front flip, I kneed myself in the nose and it started bleeding. Honestly, like I probably broke my nose, and that might be why like my nose is slightly, that explains a lot. Anyway, not to sidetrack, my ankle was like really hurting, so I think a week later I went to the doctors and they said that I like fractured it. So that's fun. My most asked question all the time, which I answered in my last Q&A, is what is my favorite squish? And my heart lies with all of the sharks, specifically Gordon, because he was my first squish, and I got him months before I even got into Squishmallows because I just found him at Five Below one day and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute. And then the Squishmallow hype kind of like took off and I was like, oh my god, I have one of these and I like it. I'm gonna buy more, and well, now I'm here. Now this is the one that I'm excited for because it's a little bit of a story time. Worst crush relationship story. Alrighty, strap in your seatbelts. So this was like the summer before my sophomore year of high school, and I had a huge crush on this guy. I'm gonna give him a fake name. Let's call him Joe. Why not Joe? I think I used Joe as a fake name before, but it's a different guy. Anyways, I had a huge crush on this guy Joe, and I was going to be a sophomore, he was going to be a junior. You know, I just always had a thing for them older dudes, even though he was only a month older than me because I'm on the older side and he was on the younger side of his grade, whatever. So basically, I just got really obsessed with this dude, and like we were kind of like in the talking stage, at least I thought we were. You know, I thought that we were both reciprocating the same feelings. It may have been when school was still in session my freshman year. I remember it was like end of May. We went to hang out, like there were other people with us. We went hanging out at like this little woodsy area where there's like this bridge that you can climb into and stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but we went there, we hung out, and basically like after that hangout I told him like, hey, I just want to lay it on the line, like I definitely have a crush on you. And he's like, oh my god, that's awesome. And he didn't like really validate that he also felt the same way, but he also didn't deny that he felt the same way because I think he has commitment issues or whatever. So, you know, we still were talking, and I think we hung out a few more times after that, like 2 more times or something. I remember like the second time that we hung out, we went to like that same bridge, and later on that night I asked him to come over with like 2 other people, and we were playing Mario Kart, and I just vividly remember I was sitting on my couch and he got super close to me, and that's honestly like the closest I've ever been to a guy, and I was like, and, you know, I was way too obsessed. I was literally falling in love with someone that I barely knew. I thought that he was so cute at the time. Looking at him now, I don't understand. Anyways, I was like deeply in love with him, and then I remember things just going downhill when I was like on a trip to New York, and I was like trying to text him because I was driving and I was bored, and just kept trying to text him because, you know, that's the only person I wanted to text at the time, and he really just like did not seem like he was having it. I know that he was like at football camp or something, so he was busy, but like he just really didn't seem like he was having it. I was like, oh, what is going on? And I also remember buying him like a little gift souvenir that I got at New York, and I never gave it to him because like literally once I got home just things fizzled out, and he was like, yeah, sorry, I don't like you, I like this person. And my heart was devastated. I literally was so obsessed with this guy. It took me like 6 months to like come to terms with the fact that it's over. Something that never even happened. It was over, and I was so devastated. We're like on good terms, but we like don't talk at all, but like we're on good terms, I think. I don't know how he feels, but whatever. If I have to talk to him, I think I'd be chill. So that's a little story. I guess like if you want to hear more about this, I totally have like such a story time. I remember this period in my life I was like journaling, and I journaled all of it. So if you are curious, let me know down below, because I feel like this would be a fun full story time to do. Let me know. Do you like the idea of being a realtor? Not to correct you, I know that you don't know. I didn't know this until I learned, but technically you're not a realtor until you join the Association of Realtors. So the question should more or less say, do you like the idea of being like a real estate licensee? Trust me, I didn't know this either, but I just want to clarify it, because now that I know the legal stuff, I don't want to say that word. But honestly, if I'm being completely transparent with you guys, no, I do not like the idea of being a real estate licensee. I don't want to do it anymore, but I have already completed all the schoolwork. I just have to take my licensing exam, and then I have the job. I think the main struggle is like I'm struggling so hard to study for the exam that it's making me just hate the idea of this job, and I might like it more once I finish the exam and I'm actually in the field. But I've done a few things to help my mom, and I really just am not having it. I don't know if it's the idea of working with my mom, because, you know, I live with her, and then I'd have to work with her. I think that's also kind of making it a turn off for me, but also it's really not something that I've like aspired to do, so I'm not that excited. My plan is just to do this for the time being, and then once I'm confident enough to go to like film school, probably a trade school, I don't really want to go to a full 4-year college, I'm gonna do that because I love making videos. I always have. I've been making videos since I was like 8, and so I definitely want to pursue something in the film industry, but right now it doesn't feel right to like dive into that. So for now, I will accept being a real estate licensee, but I'm not that excited about it. What is your favorite Netflix show right now? Also, I love you, Olivia. Thank you so much. I love you too. Thank you for supporting me. Okay, this is gonna be a hard one. I've watched so many shows lately, so I'm gonna go on my list of shows to watch and see what I've watched on Netflix recently, and I'll just give you a whole entire rundown because there's a lot. I guess the number one that I would recommend would be Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It was so good, and even though it got canceled, it still did have like a concluding ending. I'm not gonna say anything else about the ending because I don't want to make you change your opinions of watching it if I say anything else about the ending, but I 10 out of 10 recommend Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's so good and the cast is amazing. But other shows that I've watched that I enjoyed, I just watched Grand Army. It's really good. It has a season 2 coming out as well. The Winx Saga Fate, the Winx Saga, that one I just watched, and I think it has a season 2 coming out as well, and that was good. Trinkets, there was 2 seasons and it was really good, and it's a quick watch because they're like 25-minute episodes, so I really like that. Ginny and Georgia, I hate to say it, but yes, I liked it. I followed along with the Ginny and Georgia train. It was good. It was like cringy, but I did like it. The show Dare Me, that was really good. It got canceled though, so if you do not want a cliffhanger ending, don't watch it. I'm really sad about that. Dash and Lily, that was also really, really good, but I actually have no idea if it's getting renewed or not. I feel like no one talked about it, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't get renewed, but I'd be really sad also if it didn't. Other shows that I'm mad that didn't get renewed, Everything Sucks. I know it's been canceled for a while, but I'm upset about that. I am not okay with this. Seriously, I am not okay with this being canceled. The Society, come on. What? Why? Also, Teenage Bounty Hunters getting canceled. Why? And the last Netflix show that I really liked, Julie and the Phantoms. We need a season 2. It hasn't been canceled yet, but it also hasn't been confirmed, and it's been like 8 months. Come on. Does your cat have a secret girlfriend? Leo, come over here. Come on. Oh, you're not Leo, but Lila. Do you have a secret girlfriend? Good answer. I'm your only girlfriend. The final question comes from one of my friends, and he asked, do people say creepy things to you online? So I've had a few creepy messages sent to me, but nothing too concerning that I feel like I have to shut down or look into. I've just ignored them. But yeah, there's been a few things that I'm like, oh, okay. No! She just stole my glasses. That ain't cool. But that concludes this Q&A. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, stick around by pressing the subscribe button down below and the bell notification icon, because then you can get notified every time that I post a new video. And as always, I love you guys so much.